dear guests, welcome to the 8th graduation ceremony. What you are seeing on the screen is the graduates' procession. It's a very beautiful procession, our graduates. You can watch it live on screen. These are our graduates who've been with us. They are doing their procession. And the procession is led by, they are being directed by the faculty, members of the faculty, directing our graduates for the procession. They have really worked hard for this day, and this is their day. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the procession, the graduate procession. The procession is led by Mr. Jeffrey Mwai and Sani Kamani. On the right hand side is Mr. Jeffrey Mwai, and on the left side is Mr. Sami Kamani. Our graduates are very proud. This is their day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They are now proceeding to take their seats. These are our proud graduates. the product of Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. Welcome. A round of applause for our graduates as they are taking their seats. This is their proud moment. Thank you, thank you. Thank you as you take your seats. These are our products. We are proud as Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. Welcome. Yes. Our dear guest, are you not proud of our graduates? Please let's give them another round of applause. They are all smiles. That was a beautiful procession. That was a beautiful procession by our graduates. Today, we are marking as a Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, we are making the 8th graduation ceremony. And these are the products we are releasing to the market very proudly. And we will await the academic procession. But before that, we want to play some clips that highlights some of the things we do as an institute. Yes, Switch Media, our proud partner covering this event. It's being covered live. And you are being seen in Kenya and beyond. So be proud of yourselves in Kenya and beyond. We are now ready for the academic procession. The academic procession. They are getting ready and they are starting the academic procession. Shall be upstanding for the academic profession. We should be upstanding for the academic profession. Please let us be upstanding. This is the academic procession. This is the team that shapes the minds of our graduates. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we can take our seats. Thank you. So, to our chief guest, welcome to the 8th graduation ceremony for emergency medical technicians and diploma in paramedicine. This is a very important day in the calendar of Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. They are marking the 8th graduation ceremony, 8 years of painstaking excellence. And behind you are our proud graduates. Yes. Behind you are our proud graduates that have undertaken the procession, the graduates procession that has been followed immediately by the academic procession. Before we start any activity, we are going to sing the national anthem, and Switch TV is going to guide us in this, the national anthem. You can stand up for the national anthem. Please be seated. I have noted only one person could sing the East African National Anthem. Please let us say that when we live here, we will learn and we will practice and we will sing it. So thank you. I would like to recognize the presence of our distinguished guests. We have Ms. Bibiana Otieno, who is representing TVETA, and also a board member of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. Please just stand up and wave. Thank you. We also have in our midst Ms. Julian Kamau, who is the Deputy Governor of Kenya Red Cross. We have Dr. Karen Emadau, who is the Med-Sup of Mbagathi Hospital. Thank you. We have Dr. Nabila Amin, who is representing Kenya Association of Muslim Medical Professionals. And with her is also Ms. Farida Kagure, also representing the same organization. We also have Ms. Marilyn Chebi from the Nursing Council of Kenya. Thank you. We also have Ms. Jane Mulanda representing the media fraternity. We also have Dr. Maliti Peter, who is the representing Directorate of Occupational Health and Safety. We also have Annette Msabeni, Deputy Secretary General, Kenya Red Cross. We also have our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga. Yes, thank you very much. I will still be, in case I've missed out on anyone, I'll be able to make the announcement. There are still some that we are expecting to join us. We will start now with the welcoming remarks from a representative from the Executive Director of International Center for Humanitarian Affairs, ICHA, and Monica Orero will be able to say a word. Please, Monica.
Good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to the 8th graduation of Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. On behalf of the Executive Director, feel welcome, but on behalf of Kenya Red Cross Society, I would like to call Ms. Annette Msabeni to come and give welcoming remarks. Thank you.
Annette Msabeni is the Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General. I could not recognize her because of the gowning, but now I can. Welcome, Annette.
Thank you very much, Edwin. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Jamani, hamjakula breakfast. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga, the Director Health Services, Nairobi County, the Governor of the Kenya Red Cross, and the representative of the Governor of the Kenya Red Cross, Honorable Geoffrey Kipngetich, the ICHA Executive Director in absentia, Ahmed Idris, our principal, Ms. Monica Orero, the Institute lecturers and staff, distinguished graduates and families, good morning. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute and to the graduation particularly, and start by giving a hearty congratulations to all our graduates. Congratulations. And also a hearty congratulations to the families and friends that have been supportive to this team to see them achieve what they are achieving today. So congratulations to you all. I will not speak too much for now, just to tell you to feel welcome to the Red Cross family, and we look forward to having a very warm day with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Annette. This institute is housed by the Kenya Red Cross Society, and that is why you see representation from Kenya Red Cross. I now take this opportunity to welcome Juliana to make her remarks. Annette is representing the management. Juliana is representing the governance team. She is our first deputy governor.
Thank you very much. Our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga, Director, Health Services, Nairobi County. Annette Msabeni, Deputy Secretary General, Kenya Red Cross Society. The Institute Board of Directors, our principal, Ms. Monica Orero, lecturers, staff of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, our distinguished graduates and friends, parents, and all our visitors. Good morning, good afternoon actually, I think. I greet you all on behalf of the Governor, Kenya Red Cross, Honorable Geoffrey Korir, who is held up with yet another assignment on behalf of the Kenya Red Cross. And therefore, I just wish to make some introductory remarks on his behalf and congratulate our graduates today. So, to our dear graduates, we can only imagine the amount of hard work and effort that has led up to all of us being here today to witness this graduation. And I want to take this opportunity to recognize and appreciate all the trainers, the lecturers, the instructors, and the staff who have worked tirelessly to prepare the graduates that are before us here today. The Kenya Red Cross Training Institute continues to achieve its overall mission of preparing and training people in emergency service provision with the ultimate goal of saving lives and alleviating human suffering. Most of our staff and volunteers have also been trained and have become first responders in almost all of the emergencies in our beloved country. At the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, we are committed to ensuring that these first responders get the best possible training. I commend the Institute for continuing to produce high-quality emergency medical technicians and paramedics alike. As our population continues to grow, so is the demand for these services. This is the reason why the Kenya Red Cross fully supports plans. There are plans in the way to open branches in Mombasa, in Garissa, and also in Eldoret. The Kenya Red Cross is committed as part of its efforts to build capacity in disaster preparedness and emergency response throughout all parts of the country. And so we look forward to working with all of the 47 counties in order to improve their capacity to respond to disasters. In this light, we want to thank the Ministry of Health for spearheading the process of establishing a task force for emergency medical services practice in Kenya, whose mandate is to formulate the governing council for emergency medical services practice and formulate the scheme of service for all of these cadres. And I know that our chief guest, Dr. Oluga, will expound more on what the ministry hopes to achieve. So the importance of our trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians has been seen and felt in various emergency situations. And today, you graduates are joining the rest of the team as an ever-ready, ever-prepared team to save lives. You will be managing patients in their most critical moments, their pre-hospital, their most critical moments in order to save lives. And so a lot depends on you, your willingness, and your skills. The Kenya Red Cross has vouched for you, and therefore we wish you all the very best, even as you step out in your mission to save lives. The Kenya Red Cross Society wishes you all the best. I also take this opportunity to wish you all the best and in your careers and in your mission to save lives. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Juliana Kamau. That is our Deputy Secretary General. The Training Institute has a board of director, and now it's my singular honor to invite Bibiana Otieno to talk on behalf of the board. Please welcome and make your remarks.
Good afternoon to our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga, Director, Health Services, Nairobi County, to the Madam Deputy, to Madam Anne Sambeni, our principal, Ms. Monica Orero, the lecturers, staff, distinguished graduates, our partners, all our visitors, and our parents. Good afternoon. I stand here on behalf of our chairperson, who is away, and most of our board members are also away. They are a bit held up, so I'm representing the chairperson. So I'll read this speech on his behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to thank you for honoring our invitation to attend our 8th graduation ceremony here at the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. We are very pleased to have you here. Today, we celebrate a unique group, the graduating class of 2022. They have worked so hard to achieve this. Dear graduates, we are proud of all of you. This is just but the beginning. You will indeed continue getting more and more successful if you put in more resilience, such as the one that we have witnessed today. To this end, the institution satisfies that you can be trusted to act professionally and save lives. We also thank you for choosing this institution as your long-term education partner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute has continued to establish itself as a premier training center in emergency medical services, EMS, in the region. The Training Institute has made significant steps towards its vision of being a global leader. The Institute boasts of various achievements. We have accreditation from the American Heart Association to train medical personnel in this region. We have an accreditation by Technical Vocational Education and Training Authority to develop curricula, train and certify in Diploma in Paramedicine and certificate in Advanced Emergency Medical Technician. There are newer and more recent milestones. We also have a registration by Kenya National Qualification Authority for the 2 academic qualifications, that is the Advanced Certificate in Emergency Medical Technician and Diploma in Paramedicine. We also have a registration as a Workplace Safety Committee trainer with the Directorate of Occupational Health and safety. We are also able to launch new syllabuses. We have purchased additional state-of-the-art equipment for both short medical courses and academic programs. Our academic student numbers have also grown fast from 2021 to 2022, whereby we have the medical, emergency medical EMTs at 25% and paramedicine at 47%. So the Institute has indeed made a huge stride. Ladies and gentlemen, just this year, the Training Institute had partnered with the University of Geneva to train community health workers. We also partnered with International Organization for Migration, IOM, to train medical staff across the African region and the entire African region. We partnered with World Food Program and Kenya Airways to train medical staff on pre-hospital trauma life support training. Additionally, we equip Equity Group Foundation partners with the Institute on its Wings to Fly scholarship program to help scholars in areas of mental health, gender-based violence, sexual and reproductive health, mentorship, career guidance, etc. This has continued to create hope in our lives of the scholars who come from humble beginning. We are proud to be life-changing partners for the youth. Internally, we have also launched a mentorship program for our best students, nurturing them and growing them to teaching of these unique skills. We are also working with Penda Health Services to train the health and administrative personnel in the region on various programs. Additionally, we have partnered with Safaricom to train staff on occupational safety and health programs. We now also have a clinical placement partnership with Embu Hospital, St. Luke's Orthopedic Hospital in Eldoret, Nyeri Hospital for our students, among the existing partners, which is Nairobi County Hospitals and Machakos County Hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, besides this, we are very clear on our plans for this upcoming year. Our plans are, we are planning to expand the Training Institute to have a vibrant branch in Mombasa, so that when we have students from Mombasa, they don't need to come all the way, but they have an institute in Mombasa. We also are developing a curricula for Diploma in Disaster Management. We are rolling out our Occupational Health and Safety Committee's curricula by mid next year. We also intend to acquire another building or additional campus to accommodate our staff and students. We are also pursuing on key partnerships with universities in Israel, in the UK, in the US, in the Middle East for student certification and exchange programs, so that with your diploma, you can move on and go for your degree program. So these milestones have been possible because of a dedicated staff of Institute. I'd want to thank the staff for this, and we sincerely thank you. I also want to thank the entire Kenya Red Cross Society management under the Governor, Honorable Geoffrey Kipngetich, the Secretary General, Dr. Asha, the Deputy Secretary General, Ms. Msabeni, as well as the leadership in the International Center for Humanitarian Affairs, ICHA, under the Executive Director, Mr. Hamed Idris, for the support and guidance given to the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. Lastly, and also very important, to the graduates, you are our very best. I congratulate you for coming this far. I pray that your lights keep shining forever and ever. Never give up, never surrender, keep moving forward, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you for those remarks. I would now like to call upon Annette again on behalf of Dr. Asha to make a few remarks and invite our chief guest.
good morning once again, or good afternoon once again. Our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga, the Director, Health Services, Nairobi County, the Governor of the Kenya Red Cross Society, Honorable Geoffrey Kipngetich, our first Deputy Governor, Miss Julian, our Principal, Miss Monica Orero, the Institute, lecturers and staff, distinguished graduates, and all our visitors. Allow me this afternoon to address you on behalf of Dr. Asha Mohammed, our Secretary General, for whom I shall be delivering her speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute graduation ceremony. Since its inception in 2010, the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute has continued to grow year in, year out. It has continued to be accredited by various national and international organizations to train, to develop curricula, and to certify the students upon graduation. Due to its uniqueness and strive for excellence in various medical training services, the Institute has also partnered with various entities, including local universities and also from the rest of the world. The Institute is very admired for its partnerships that it has developed with various health facilities throughout the country to offer clinical placement for EMTs and paramedics in health facilities. I must say that we all highly appreciate the role. Is that mic working very well? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, please. I will try and continue for the interest of time, but I hope the technicians will sort that out. So I was saying that we all very highly appreciate the role that the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute is playing in emergency preparedness and in response. It is this institute that has continued to train and to qualify first responders who are often sent out there to help in the different emergencies in the country. Somebody doesn't want me to be heard. Money has been poured. I think you can hear me? Okay. And you have also seen how critical these people have been in such instances when they are sent out to respond to disasters. And you've seen the numbers of lives that they have saved in a very professional way that they handle the casualties. The Kenya Red Cross has sought the help of this institution not only to train our internal staff in various medical interventions like first aid, but also other society members in various regions across the entire country. We are also training organizations in disaster preparedness and response within the provided legal framework and national policy on disaster management. Further to this, we all know that emergencies continue to occur daily throughout the world and throughout our country. Therefore, high-quality emergency medical care has the potential to address and also to prevent substantial portion of mortality and morbidity. Sadly, we know that out of 45 million deaths in low and middle-income countries every year, 54% are due to conditions that are potentially addressable by pre-hospital and emergency medical care. Kenya continues to experience a number of mass casualty incidents, but not enough is done due to insufficient standardized systems to handle this. This led the government to sign an emergency medical care policy in 2020 to standardize, regulate, and coordinate the development of the EMC system in Kenya, which I'm sure Dr. Oluga will allude to later. Now, the provision of professional emergency healthcare workforce becomes a huge priority in the country, and therefore a well-versed EMS-trained professional team of personnel will help to quickly decrease the burden of severe injuries during any crisis. The Kenya Red Cross Training School will bridge the gap by training emergency medical care workers, both in EMTs and paramedics, who professionally then respond to these medical emergencies. Evidently, the Training Institute is helping in the Kenya Red Cross Society to best perform the auxiliary role that it plays to the government of Kenya. And all the programs and courses are facilitated by experts in relevant fields, together with a professional faculty team. And today, we are proudly seeing efforts of this team and that of the graduates who are diligently studying, who have diligently studied and worked very hard to achieve excellent results. It is this teamwork that has continued to catapult the training school to even greater heights, and at the same time, to act as a necessary link to the work of the Kenya Red Cross. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say again that we are indeed very, very proud of the graduating class of this year. Firstly, because you have worked very hard, and secondly, because of your success today, and this success means we will have more lives in the country saved. Therefore, I say congratulations once again to all graduates, and the special message for you is once you go out there, always be there, as is the motto of the Kenya Red Cross. God bless you all in your endeavors. Thank you very much. On behalf of Dr. Asha Mohammed.
Thank you, Annette, on behalf of Dr. Asha Mohammed. Now we have a chief guest. Our chief guest is Dr. Ouma Oluga, who is very passionate about functional and responsive public healthcare system. He is a physician, a global health speaker, public health system advisor. He is currently serving as Director Health in Nairobi, but previously he has led health workers and doctors as co-chair Health Workers Coalition and Secretary General at the KMPDU, where he left an indelible mark in championing for the rights of healthcare workers. Dr. Ouma Oluga, welcome. Greeting us.
Karibu sana.
To the governor of the Kenya Red Cross Society, my good friend Geoffrey, who I think is hovering around doing a lot of other things, and to the first deputy, Miss Juliana, to our good friend Annette, who is representing Dr. Asha. And by the way, for those of you who do not know, Dr. Asha served in the position that I am currently serving some many years back. Yeah, so yeah, it's maybe a testament that maybe I will also be at the Kenya Red Cross sometime in the future. But to the directors represented by Bibiana, to the principal, to our good faculty, to representatives from the Media Nursing Council, to the many distinguished guests. I can see our friends from KDF, where my immediate former boss also is a boss. And to our chief guests, who are the graduates, and the parents and the guardians, good afternoon. I don't know why I have been invited to speak. And sometimes it's hard to put the mind of the people who invite us in the speech that we give. I know graduation ceremonies are not very, I mean, this kind of a ceremony is not the most important thing for the students. They are waiting to have parties at home where they're going to eat chapati, and several chicken are going to die. And some people, there will be truckloads or buses or matatus coming from the village with the many glittering neck gifts and the cards. And so for most of you, I know us sitting here and speaking is clearly a waste of your time. And I know that because when I graduated on 10th of December 2010 at the university, Moi University, with the medical degree, I actually do not remember who spoke, but I'm sure somebody did. So if you are graduating today and you forget who spoke today, I will forgive you, because I do not remember, because I was waiting to go to my uncle's place where there was a party. And it is a very important thing for you. And some of you may be waiting to go to the studios. And maybe you have booked a studio that is in the afternoon and you're wondering, the studio is going to close. Can this guy just finish up this thing so that you can go and take pictures? And pictures are important because that's how we will remember that you graduated in the future. But before you do that, we'll then wish to bore you with a few things. And I'll not take more than 18 minutes. And I'll just say a few things that are important for you, the students, because I know the many things that we are going to say are important for the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute and the wonderful work and the collaborations that they have and the future and how they want to change the policy and how they want to do the many things. But those things may not resonate with you who is graduating today. But something should. At least if you pick nothing other than the certificate that you're going to go out with, you should pick something else. And that is the motto of your training institute that says, learn a skill, save a life. And I know it's a simple motto, learn a skill, save a life. But the business of saving lives, as you will learn when you live here, is not easy. But what is even more difficult is the systems that have been put in place to save their life. And I want to take you back to 25th of October 2015. 25th of October 2015 is exactly 3 days and 7 years from the date that you're graduating. That day, a young man by the name Alex Madaga, you could Google his name, became the headline of all Kenyan television, radio, print, and social media news outlets, Alex Madaga. And he became the victim and the face of what a failed emergency response care system could look like. And he paid the price with his life. He had been stuck in an ambulance, having been involved in an accident somewhere along Limuru Road, and was taken to 4 hospitals before he could finally land at Kenyatta National Hospital. And when he did, the challenges of lack of ICU, the chaos that are there within the emergency, accident and emergency departments at Kenyatta National Hospital would make him wait for another 18 hours. And he lost his life. And the hero of all of that story, even though Madaga lost his life, was an EMT and a paramedic. Because for 18 hours, he never changed his shift, he never changed his cloth, he never changed his commitment. He didn't take any iota of sleep trying to save Alex Madaga's life. When your institute says learn a skill, save a life, that's what they mean. That's what they mean. And it's difficult because what you require to be that is outside the skills that they taught you. You will have to develop a cloth of calling, something that it is inherent upon you to decide to do with the knowledge with the skills and with the certificate that you're getting today. And so if you live here with nothing else other than the certificate, at least remember to take the skill and to save a life. The rest of everything else, I'm going to say you can ignore. These kind of occasions are a big challenge to all of us, to the parents, to the guardians, to the teachers, to the schools, to the system, the governments, and the private sector. And they bring to fore the reality of what education can do to develop a society. And what is more important for all of us who are seated here is to reflect on the impact that the skills and these people, the young people that we are graduating today, the impact that they will have in society, and then to work with them to develop a pathway for that development. Healthcare in Kenya and in Africa generally still has a very huge gap in terms of what must be done. And beyond building the capacity for emergency preparedness and emergency response, which has been an eyesore in our television and news items, every single week, every single day, there is something that is dealing with disaster. And the response is always a disaster in itself. And I know you know that. And institutions such as where I work, the NMS, and now in transition to Nairobi City County, and the many institutions such as the hospitals, whether it's Mama Lucy Kibaki or Mbagathi, whom we have one of our med-subs here today, often bear that public ridicule and public beating for the lack of a proper response, or in a better word, for the disaster in the disastrous response. And often we don't go back to reflect, why is this a recurring theme? What can be done to change it? On the other end, there is always one face. Always one face. A face that rallies societies, that builds partnerships, that organizes response, and is always the saving grace. That face has always been Red Cross. Whether it is hunger, whether it's drought, whether it's famine, whether it's a building that is collapsing, whether it's COVID-19, and I've just seen the ambulances that we were using to ferry patients here. There is always one constant face, the Kenya Red Cross Society. So on one end are the institutions that take the ridicule and for which people expect that there will be massive response, and for which are in this complex conundrum of systems that don't work, of lack of personnel, of lack of resources. And then on the other end, there is always the person who is plugging the gap. Today I want to take the opportunity to thank the Kenya Red Cross. And because we are in a graduation, I now know where you get the skills to be better organized, to always be the saving grace whenever there is a disaster, whenever there is an emergency in this country. The work that you have done is can never be paid. And the fact that you are a society of men and women who are willing to make change, to save somebody's life, that's a true calling. So for the graduates, you have an indelible example of what it means to make impact for the society's development. And that impact transcends the policy that the Ministry of Health does. For the sake of Alex Madaga, we inserted what is called the Emergency Medical Fund, which became a big discussion when we were passing the Health Act of 2017. It is for that reason that there has been development of emergency care policies. It's for that reason that there has been an appointment of a task force to look into all of these things. But all of these policies, all of these task forces are empty. They are empty without the training institutions such as this, without you, the people who are graduating, bringing those skills, because it is those skills that help us plan policy. As the Director of Healthcare Services, I will never ever lie to anyone that I know how to plan for disaster response. But the work that I do can be changed by the partnerships that we have, can be changed by you coming in a powerful way to drive that change. For the graduates, I want to share 4 thoughts with you as you go out. And as I mentioned earlier, if you ever not remember anything, I will not hold it against you. These 4 thoughts are very important, because when you leave here, we will tell you that the skills that you have acquired are important, that the society needs them, that there's a very huge gap, that there are people like Alex Madaga who pays with their lives. But when you leave that gate, you will ask yourself, what next? What do I do? What next for me? I am sure that you may have been cushioned because you were studying and you had timelines to attend classes and to do exams and cuts. And so your focus and your pressure was on passing. And you may have somewhat closed your mindset to what the society is. And maybe you didn't give it a detailed thought on the issues of unemployment that are outside there. So you will ask yourself today, after the party actually, the party will be nice, you will eat mokimo and chapati, and some of you will have very beautiful cakes. And then next week, your guardian will still be with you after they have spent all the money paying your school fee. Sometimes a church fundraised for you, or a mosque, or some well-wishers. And they will be with you next week or the other week or the other month. And then the reality will start to sink in. And then you will have anxiety of, what do I do with these skills? Where do I start? Then you will start knocking on doors of your teachers, maybe of people like myself, county governments, hospitals. And for the first few months, or perhaps years, you will be faced with the answer no. And then you will start wondering, was this skill ever important? I was told to learn a skill and save lives. What am I going to do with it? The first thought that I want to share with you is that you must learn to take the road not taken. Learn to take the road not taken. In today's world, technology, consumerism, population demand, climate change are causing a huge effect on the way people live and the way people expect services to be given to them. Very many governments across the world are being challenged on how to deal with their populations, including healthcare, including disaster. Resources are not enough. There is more awareness of everyone, and with more awareness, more demand. In today's world, the young people, and in today's Kenya, the young people form a majority. We have lived a life in a system that we created, where we were graduating and we were expecting a job, and then we were doing our jobs very well, and then you are praised by your village and your parent, because the most important thing that needed to be done then was to become a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or an EMT like you, and then move up the ladder and stand where Dr. Luga is standing and be praised because you're a director. But today's heroes are not any of those people. Today's heroes are the people who bring solutions, who look at problems from a society's perspective and ask themselves, what would be the solution? And inject the skills that the youth already have. And 3 of those things that the youth have, number 1 is that you are very impatient. Number 2 is that you are very adaptable. And number 3 is that you are very mobile. The youth do not like to sit in the office like myself, 8 to 5 p.m. They like to work from somewhere, from some computer, you know. They like to be very adaptable. And in that we have gotten a lot of solutions for many things, especially in the financial world. In the healthcare space, there is opportunity to take the road not taken, to organize yourselves as a class, as a team, as professionals within that sector of EMT. Kenya still suffers a lot of gaps when it comes to ambulatory services. Kenya still suffers a lot of gaps when it comes to even reporting a disaster. There is a Kenyan platform called ushahidi.com that was awarded because during the Haiti earthquake, they were the platform for rallying communities for safety. Every now and then, the Kenyan Red Cross has to almost always set up a tent, use megaphones, go work with community healthcare workers to rally people. There is an opportunity, and I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, if you want to survive and build the system that will work for you, that will build your careers, learn to take the road not taken. The road that we took already has created an employment for you. So every generation must solve the problems of their generation. The problems of your generation require a newer skill. That skill, you already have it. Emergency and disasters require impatience. So when we adults tell you, learn to be very patient, sometimes you can use your impatience to solve these very problems that we have created. Sometimes you can learn the social nature of the youth, the adaptability, the ability to work in any corner to solve the very problems that we have created. Within the insurance industry, the pharmaceutical, emergency medical centers, there is a lot of room to do something. And I'm speaking because even for me, every time there is news that there is somebody who died at the accident and emergency at Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, I may go there and have all my knowledge of how to organize an accident and emergency. And it will work for 1 month or 2 months. And then the next month you will still see in the news that somebody still died at that accident and emergency. Maybe there is room for you guys to design a new way of how hospitals respond to accidents and emergencies. And we don't know it. So you've learned a skill. Save a life by developing that system, by designing it, by putting something completely different that is going to disrupt everything that we do. Thought number 2, humanize healthcare. I have told healthcare workers whom I had the privilege to lead at the international level and at the local level as Secretary General of the Doctors Union, if you will not be the nurse that you'd wish to treat you when you are the patient, abandon that profession. If you would not be the paramedic, the EMT, that you'd wish to attend to you, if you'd not wish to be Mr. Odhiambo, who stayed with Alex Madaga for 18 hours, if you were Alex Madaga, who would you wish to be in that ambulance, to be in that accident and emergency? If you can't answer that question, don't go into the profession. Treat patients as you, not as them, not as some third parties that need treatment. Treat them as you. If I were the patient, what would I do? With that question, you will develop 3 things that are important. 1 is that you will continue building your skill to always get the solutions for the problems if you are the one who was seeking them. Number 2 is that you will rally other people to do the right thing through inspiration and through what I'm going to share next, taking up leadership. And number 3, which is very, very important, is that you will never abandon anyone because of excuses. And we in the healthcare space have a lot of excuses. Because the system is broken, I don't do enough to solve it. Because the system is broken, the doctor is not present in the facility. And I keep telling my people, even if the theater lacks what you need to work, be there. Because by being there, you will learn to solve that thing that is not there. Often we think that the government or the people who are in leadership know exactly what to do. They don't. You are the expert. You will never abandon the patient because of excuses. You will push ahead. You will document. You will inform the MCA. You will inform the president. You will talk to the doctor. You will say, I need this drug here. But if you are not there because you excused that the ambulances don't even have equipment, we call them moving matatus, there will be no one to change it if you abandon that course. Thought number 3, take up leadership. Everything that has ever been done in the world rose and fell on leadership. In the healthcare sector, leadership and governance is one of the key pillars as a building block for healthcare. If you don't take up leadership, don't expect that the person at the helm of the leadership knows what it means to set up an authority for emergency care in Kenya. Don't expect that they know what it means to have air evacuation. Don't expect that they know what it means to be in an ambulance or to redo the specifications of what ambulances should be, or to know how to develop emergency operation centers, which we did as NMS, but we would definitely love the input that you have. Maybe we did it the wrong way. Maybe it's still not responding to people. Take up leadership. And the more reason you should take up leadership is to solve the problems that befall your generation, because those problems are just yours. The older generations had their problems. We were solving another issue, lack of staff, poor pay, and we organized ourselves and we pushed the system and we had the collective bargaining agreements and the schemes of services. But the problem of now is different. So you take up leadership and you push Dr. Luga aside, and then you solve the problem that needs solving. Because maybe Dr. Luga is still thinking 10, 20 years before you, and the world has moved. The last of the thoughts I want to share with you, network. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, some of you will live here and have a job. Others will live here and go into a next course to develop, to start their bachelor's or their degree programs. Others will live here, and that anxiety that I mentioned over the next week, month, will start to weigh you down. The difference of the person who will get the job tomorrow and the one who will develop a solution, an app perhaps for emergency care report, or the one who will lack a job, and then in another 5 or 6 years, all of you who are here will see one person who perhaps listened to what I was saying and took up leadership, standing here addressing other graduates, and then you will be saying, that was my classmate. There's one key thing, network. But what exactly is network? Is it just knowing people? Is it just being known by people? It's far from it. It goes back to what I mentioned at the beginning, the road not taken. Network is defined as the ability to connect people. But especially connecting people to solve their problems. Your teachers, this Kenya Red Cross, they are looking for new ways of fundraising, of mobilizing resources. Maybe you know other ways. There are people who brought for us mchanga, crowdfunding, crowdsourcing. They are called I don't know what. There are many things. But maybe you know the psychology of the youth. Maybe you know another sector that is untapped. There are always new ways and new solutions to things. If you can connect people for their problems to be solved, you will be a great networker. And it will determine how much you rise in the leadership. It will determine how much money you make in the world if you want to be in the money world of business. It will determine how much you rise if you want to be a researcher, whether you want to be in academics. Network is very important. Some of you will live here and the next day your teachers will call you because there will be an opportunity for a vacancy of faculty. Another person will live here and not even their classmate will tell them such an organization has advertised. Learn to network. That's how you grow your net worth, but not net worth in terms of just Kenya shillings. Your net worth in terms of how you think, in terms of how you access opportunities, in terms of how you solve problems. Graduates, I want to congratulate you for the work that you have done over the many years to get here. It's not a mean task to graduate. It's not a mean task to get this. But what you do from here, where there will be no timetables moving forward, there will be no class, there will be no one to put for you a pass mark. There will be no distinction or pass or credit when you live here. It will just be you and how you interact with the world, how you interpret the problems of the world, how you solve those problems of the world. That's the true testament of your graduation. And as you graduate, I suppose the meaning of graduation is that now you are released into that world where you do all that appertains to the knowledge that you have acquired. I wish you all the very best. If you find most of us, some of us in the market, we will hold your hand. And we ask you to do the same of any human being, including us. This is a very great moment for the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute on the 8th graduation. And beyond the work that you've already done to partner with county governments like ourselves to improve emergency and care of accidents, there is still more work to be done. And as you have been the face of any disaster, any emergency response, you can also be the face of the policies and of the change that the system needs. Because you've done it for years, you've partnered with many countries where there are many other Red Cross societies. And within you is a repository of knowledge, within you is a repository of experience that governments can draw from. And we, as representing government, and I'm very lucky that I also am part of the Ministry of Health, we look forward to draw, constantly draw from these opportunities of partnerships. Not just for you to build your school and to continue changing lives and to continue creating a resource, human resource, that can save more lives, but that we can, in this process, build resilient, responsive, and sustainable healthcare systems that do not collapse at the shock of disasters, that do not collapse at the shock of pandemics like COVID-19, that do not collapse at the shock of epidemics like cholera. And we extend an open arm to work with you, to support you in the various endeavors. Sometimes it is difficult in this country to build institutions. The many government regulations, I'm very grateful that already you have TVET associations here. The Ministry of Education policies, the Ministry of Health is now creating a department of standards and professional management, which can benefit greatly from this work that you've already done. I want to thank you so much, to the faculty, to the Board of Governors, to the directors, to our students who are here, to the parents and guardians who worked so hard to make sure that you could maybe even miss a meal. We have hunger now, so that your students could get a degree. Thank you for being part of the development of Kenya. May God bless you. I wish you all very best and congratulations.
Dr. Ouma Oluga, thank you for that riveting speech. And from this position, I can assure you that they will never forget, our graduates will never forget your speech, because it was moving, and also because of your commanding presence, they will never forget you. And now I can confirm that you are a true global healthcare speaker. Please, let us clap for our chief guest. That speech was so moving that I cannot dilute it by my own observations. I can only observe that you are a man with humility. Humility, because even with his towering academic achievements and illustrious career, he has not reminded us that he was in Maranda. The way students from Alliance normally remind us, even after 50 years that they were in Alliance. Thank you for that humility. Please let us clap for the humility. So at this juncture, I would also like to recognize the presence of Susan Ngonga. Susan Ngonga is the MD for E+. Please, can you stand up and just wave? I can see some graduates are not clapping. This is your potential employer. Can you clap so that when she sees the CV from the 8th graduation, she can read your CV with a smile? Please clap for your potential employer. Thank you, Susan, for gracing this and for being in the midst of our outstanding graduates. Now, without further ado, we want to proceed to entertainment. It is entertainment, but it is a real-life situation of some of the skills that our graduates have acquired. I would like to now call upon one of our faculty, Sami, to come and direct and just tell us a bit about this skit. This skit had been nominated by Hollywood, but we are still considering whether to actually give them the rights. Welcome, Sami.
Thank you very much. Our chief guest and all invited guests, graduates and parents and guardians. I hope you are feeling okay today, because today is a good day that our graduates want to become the best emergency care personnel dealing with emergency cases at all times. So you may be wondering, after this, what next? So we want to role play a short skit that will demonstrate what they are capable of doing. So kindly, I'd like you to be very attentive. Please watch every step that will be undertaken by our ongoing students. These are the EMTs and the current paramedic class. So ningeomba tuangalie what they are able to do. So we're going to role play a very short scenario in which there is this lovely couple. They recently bought a new vehicle, and they are enjoying their ride. But there was a problem while driving. So kindly, I'd like you to observe what will happen, and then you'll see what our emergency medical technicians and the paramedics will do thereafter. So karibuni sana. Now, what is going to happen is they'll start us off by driving their vehicle, their new bought vehicle. So proceed. So basically, there's a the husband appears to be disturbing the wife. They seem to have a domestic affair which is not going right. So there's a distraction, and as you can see, the wife is distracted. The wife is distracted. Unfortunately, they've been involved in an accident. Okay.
This is an accident. Oh my God.
Hello, is this E-Plus? This is E-Plus Emergency Services. How, what's your name, sir?
My name is Sohail, and I'm calling from Bellevue, Mombasa Road. There was a car speeding and it came and hit the wall. The passenger was ejected and the driver is still stuck inside the car. Can you send help?
Okay, how many patients? Repeat.
We have 2 people.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they conscious or unconscious?
Screaming.
Okay, Swahil will be sending the ambulance to be there in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
A distress call has been made, and a bystander has just called emergency medical care crew to come.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
My name is Okamba.
Yes.
I am an EMT with Kenya Red Cross, and I have a team of professionals.
Yes.
What happened here?
This car was speeding, it came and hit the wall. The passenger was ejected and the driver is still stuck inside the car. Can you help them?
So don't worry, I want you to stay calm. We got this. Please, Andrew, please, I want you to go around the car and check if there is any hazards, and I want you to disconnect the battery, and I want you to choke the car. Please, madam, I want you to remain still. I want you to remain still. Don't move. We are here to help you. Team Charlie and Team Alpha, I want you to go to the patient who is lying down, and Team Alpha, I want you to go to the patient who's stuck inside the car.
So the emergency medical technician and the paramedics have arrived, and what they are currently doing is assessing the scene and looking at what has really happened. As you can see, there are 2 passengers who've been involved in a road traffic accident.
Will he be fine?
So they are assessing the extent of injuries
Are you sure?
sustained. So they will assess all the 2 passengers simultaneously to find out what has happened and the nature of injuries sustained.
Relax, sir.
One
Team Alpha,
One patient has been ejected out of the vehicle and is being managed outside the vehicle. The lady passenger is seated inside the vehicle, and as you can see, the lady passenger has been assessed, and they have found out that the patient has a suspected spine injury. The husband that was ejected outside has been assessed, and they found that he has what we call a femur fracture or a long bone fracture. So the team of EMTs and paramedics have prioritized care, and what they're actually doing is they are assessing their vital signs. The lady has sustained injuries to the arm. As you can see, there's massive bleeding, which has been controlled.
Team Alpha, what's the patient status? What do you suspect the patient?
We have a femur fracture and we are mobilizing it.
So what is happening now is the lady driver is being assisted to support the spine. There is a device that is being put, which is used to stabilize the spine so that there is no more movement and injuries.
8453.
As you can see on the other side, there is a suspected femur fracture in which the EMTs and paramedics are stabilizing. They've realized that the injury is so serious, they are going to use a modern equipment that will be used to stabilize the femur fracture.
Team Charlie, what's the patient status?
The patient is not stable. Yeah, the patient, we are suspecting spinal injury. Yeah, the pulse is weak. Yeah, and we are trying to help our patient by now.
Okay, what are some of the interventions that you have taken?
We've used the Kendrick device to stabilize the spinal cord. We've used the C-collar to stabilize the C-spine. And we are still looking for any injury to the patient so that we can control.
Thank you. Good work. Go on, go on, go on. Team Alpha, is the patient airway patterned?
Airway is patterned. Oxygen and fluids. The patient is like
Circulation?
radial pulse present. We are applying. We are giving fluids.
Good job, good job, good job, team.
So parents and guardians, as you can see, this is a team that is very keen on its work. The idea here is to stabilize the lives of the injured casualties so that even as they are transported to the ambulance, they are in a stable condition. The assessment findings are patients are in critical condition.
Okay, in a count of 1 to 3, we are going to put the patient in the spine board. So 1, 2, 3. In a count of 1 to 3, we are going to slide the patient up. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. In a count of 1 to 3, we are going to slide the patient up. 1, 2, 3. In a count of 1 to 3, we are going to slide the patient up. 1, 2, 3.
So currently the patient is being removed from the vehicle in a very organized, systematic way. They must do it very carefully so that the patient is not injured.
Okay. In a count of 1 to 3, we are going to remove the patient from the car. So 1, 2, 3, let's go.
So the patient has been removed from the vehicle.
Okay.
The final phase is to secure the patient before loading to the ambulance.
Team Alpha, what are some of the vital signs that you have taken?
The team leader is constantly checking on the progress.
Let's work on time. Good work, team. Good work, team. Good work, team.
So the team leader is encouraging the team members to continue working hard to ensure that they stabilize the patient.
Let's work on time, please. What are some of the vital signs that you have taken?
The vital signs that we've taken as per now, we've checked the pulse. Pulse is very low, and we are suspecting an internal hemorrhage. Our patient also, the mental status is okay. We've checked. The GCS is at 12. Yeah, and the patient, we are administering normosaline to replace the lost fluids.
Good job, team. Good job, team.
So The first team is requesting for assistance, so naomba mzazi moja akuje tafadhali. Mzazi moja kuja, njoo. Njoo, naomba mzazi mmoja, njoo tafadhali. Tafadhali. Kuja tusaidiane tuokoe maisha. Additional resources is here, team.
Good job.
Asante sana, and for the members of the public, kindly, if you see emergency medical team on the way, please always offer your services.
First of all, you have to wear the gloves. Then you're going to help us to leave the patient. Okay, let me bring the gloves.
Very good. Mzazi amejipanga kuhudumia mgonjwa. Asante sana. So the team need to tell what the helper should do. So kindly give her gloves,
So
a pair of gloves.
A pair of gloves. So after wearing the gloves, we want you to help us leave the patient.
Okay. The team is also requesting for another person to come. Kindly, mzazi mwingine akuje tafadhali. Tafadhali. Kimbia tuokoe maisha. Asante sana. Asante. Very good. Wamekuja wawili. Wapigie makofi. Wapigieni makofi. Asante. Asante sana. Please give them gloves, a pair of gloves.
Gloves. We want you to come and help us. Hold this.
So ladies and gentlemen, please note that the emergency medical technicians and paramedics must do a thorough work so that the patients are stabilized correctly. And remember, once they leave the scene, they should go to the hospital stable.
So, please team, I want you. You're doing a very good job. Is there any changes in the patient vitals? Good job, team. Good job, team.
So the man that was ejected from the vehicle has been stabilized, and as you can see, he's being covered to protect from external environmental factors such as heat or cold. Thank you, team. Thank you, team. As you can see, the faster patient is ready to leave, and as you can see from the entrance, the ambulance is ready to receive their patients. So the first team is to leave. They are going to take the lady out. Please watch on how they move. Na ukiangalia mzazi anafata maagizo vyema. Mpigieni makofi. Slowly. Okay, thank you very much. The second team is also ready to leave the scene of an accident. So the ambulance is also well equipped to handle 2 critical supine patients. Asanteni sana. So wagonjwa wetu wote wamekuwa stabilized and they are ready for evacuation to the nearest appropriate hospital facility. So ladies and gentlemen, ningependa tuwapigie tena makofi. So this means that the graduates, by the end of today, they should be able to help and support anyone who is injured, either through a road traffic accident or any other traumatic injuries, and be assured that this is the best team to offer that services. And for us is to wish all the graduates all the best. As you can see from our theme is emergency medical care, rising to the challenge. And which is this challenge? Emergency care. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Aya, thank you very much. Now, that was a short role play to showcase how the EMTs and paramedics can work in terms of saving a life. So the last part is a spoken word, which again will be recited by our own current student by the name of Perpetual. Tumpigie makofi.
Our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga, the Governor, Kenya Red Cross, the Secretary General, our principal, Ms. Monica Orero, all invited guests, my fellow students, our dear parents. On stage is Perpetua with a poem titled Emergency Medical Care, Rising to the Challenge. Welcome. Somewhere, a first aider, a responder, a firefighter, an EMT, a paramedic, ambulance operators are getting yelled at for taking too long to respond, while they were risking their own lives driving in harsh weather conditions. They stay hungry for hours and hours. They miss spending precious time with their own families so that they can make sure you have yours intact. Most of their calls require them to engage in situations that shock most people. They are also required to work with the highest level of professionalism and put their emotions in check. They will always make annoying sirens, but trust me, those sirens seems like angels when you need them yourself. Did you all know they do all these things to save lives, treat injuries, stabilize the sick, and transport total strangers? People they have never met. Therefore, let's show a little respect to all the emergency medical services providers, for they are our earth angels. Emergency medical care, rising to the challenge. Thank you.
I told you that was a Hollywood production and you didn't believe me. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Together with our parents. Yes, that just demonstrates that our graduates are ready, and also our ambulances are also well equipped. But today, please drive safely. So I would also like to recognize the presence of Thaddeus Oanga from the Kenya National Qualifications Authority. Please just stand up and wave. The authority is in charge with accreditation of the qualifications. So the qualifications that our graduates will possess, they are duly accredited. So we want to move to the next item. That is on the awards of certificates to the graduates. And I will be calling upon some members of the Geoffrey to come and lead the process. Geoffrey and Magdalene, please, welcome.
Thank you, Edwin. Our chief guests, our Deputy Governor, our Deputy Secretary General, our Principal, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you our guests today, our graduates. We offer two programs, one certificate in advanced emergency medical technician, and another program, Diploma in paramedicine. Allow me the opportunity to start presenting the certificate in advanced emergency medical technician. We have three categories: those who managed a distinction. Our distinction is any graduate who acquired or who achieved an 80% and above. Our credit is 70% to 80%, and our pass is anything between 60 and 70. So for someone to have a distinction, they must have worked for it. Thank you very much. So allow me to read the names. And the first on the list, distinction. Our graduates, our guests, when I call your name, I would request that you stand up. Caroline Mokani Mushina. Bill Clinton Onyango Amolo. Mugeni Sharon Bitutu. Violet Catherine Mudhoni Musioki. Onyondo Filenta Aoko. Halima Abdi Mohamed. Amina Abdullahi Mohamed. Misheka Nyanchama Yunia. Maura Mary Waruchu. Muindi Elizabeth Ditu. And Marcus Batia Waitiki. Those are the students who managed to achieve a distinction in the advanced emergency medical technician. Now allow me this chance to call upon the students who managed a credit. Sylvia Kasiva Deto. Goche Desmond Onyango. Esther Kalondu Muia. Judith Jepchilchil. Joseph Joroge Karari. Peggy Awar. Sumar Nilham. Caro Margaret Owol. Peter Mwangi. Kimeli Chebet Masi. Wasiwa Kimberly Abigail. Grace Wanjiro Getimo. Tirop Victorine Chepto. Dean Gary Chanari. Kelsey Wahu Wangari. Abdifata Hassan. Favor Mbalasi. Gregory Gitao Jerry. Telly Achieng. Masi Nyakio Kangara. Brenda Kathure Mongera. Obutu Kerubo Vivian. And Elizabeth Ogola. Those are the students who managed a credit, in total 23 students. We also have students who managed a pass, so allow me to invite my colleague Magdalene, who will call their names. Thank you.
All right. We continue with the graduates, graduating with AEMT with a pass. Akeny Prudence, Sumea Bishar Nur, Teresia Yula Mutunda, Musyoka Rose Wangai, Henry Ngigi Munene, Lucy Akinyi Odando, Cynthia Mukami Njuki, Loriangar Kemei, Trina Joy Alwora, Stacy Reheba Zame, Amos Oyosa Swaro, Nyenywa Peter Mwita, Fatuma Hussein Ali, Wanakacha Anthony Chikamai, Atieno Sharon Nelly, Mercy Jepkemoi Kangogo, Godfrey Tioko Yuron, Assemble Fain Lumasai, Faith Chepchirchir Tonui, Stephanie Akinyi Otieno, Wangui Karen Wambui. Apologies, I'm being told I skipped number 7. Michael Odhiambo Ondijo, sorry about that. Stephanie Akinyi Otieno, number 21. Wangui Karen Wambui. Anand 11 Mwangangi. David Mwangi Wambui. Mwai Maureen Watiri. Lynn Kendi Mwikumi. Mawia Mohammed Isaac. Huyo ni celeb, eh? Maimuna Mohammed Samo. Elizabeth Nduku Mutinda. And last but not least, Sarah Siombuya Musimi. Congratulations. Monica. So we'll now invite our principal, Madam Monica Orero, to award the certificates in Advanced Emergency Medical Technician to the class of 2022. Welcome. Thank you. Graduates, please remain standing. The Director, Health Services, Nairobi County, the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute Board of Directors, the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute Academic Board, with your permission, it's my honor to present to you the graduating class of 2022. I am pleased to inform you that these graduates have satisfied all the academic requirements set by the academic board of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. I have the honor to present and to recommend the graduates of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. Acting on the recommendation of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute Academic Board, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of the Directors, I hereby confer upon each one of you the certificate in Advanced Emergency Medical Technician with all its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Congratulations. Kindly remain standing so that we can administer the oath.
To the graduates, congratulations. Before we release you to go and practice, here is our oath to take so that it can bind you into your work. So please take your oath with you and read after me. We may start. Be it a pledge as an emergency medical technician, I will honor physical and judicial laws. I will follow that regimen which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of patients and abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous. Nor shall I suggest any counsel. Into whatever homes I enter, I will go into them for the benefit of only the sick and the injured. Never revealing what I see or hear in the lives of men unless required by the law. I shall also share my medical knowledge with those who may benefit from what I have learned. I will serve unselfishly and continuously in order to help make a better world for all mankind. While I continue to keep this oath without violating it, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all men in all times. Should I trespass or violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. So help me God. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You may sit. Our chief guest, allow me the honor to present the graduates graduating with diploma in paramedicine. And we pride in being the first institution in Kenya to have a registered diploma in paramedicine with the Technical Vocational Education Training Authority, and accredited by Kenya National Qualification Authority to offer this course. So we are here by law, right free. Thank you very much. We have 19 students. Again, grouped them into distinction, credit, and pass. Allow me to present the students to you. With distinction, Teresia Wajiro Thuku. Credit, Yvonne Alicia Ochieng. Godwin David Obaka. Eva June Kitivo. And Anthony Karanja. Graduating with a pass, Samuel Rachionyo, Labata Nyongai, Fardosa Kasim, Eli Odhiambo, Dan Omatu, David Soa Mwangoma, Kafia Ali Muhammad, Brady Nyanganyi Mukaya in absentia, Omar Abdullahi Dabar, Beda Kimberly Wangeshi, Kerry Sanayan Mureithi, Samira Mohamed Abdi, Samia Awis Mohamed. Allow me to invite the principal to confer the diplomas.
Thank you. Kindly remain standing. The Director, Health Services, Nairobi County, the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute Board of Directors, the Kenya Red Cross Institute Academic Board, with your permission, it's my honor to present you the graduating class of 2022. I am pleased to inform you that these graduates have satisfied all the academic requirements set by the academic board of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. I have the honor to present and to recommend the graduates of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, acting on the recommendation of the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute Academic Board, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors, I hereby confer upon each one of you the Diploma in Paramedicine. With all its rights, honors, and responsibilities, congratulations. Kindly remain standing as we take the oath.
Eric.
Thank you. Presenting the paramedic oath, so congratulations. Please repeat after me. Be it pledged as a paramedic, I will honor physical and judicial laws. I will follow that regimen which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of patients, and abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous. Nor shall I suggest any such counsel. Into whatever homes I enter, I will go into them for the benefit of only the sick and injured. Never revealing what I see or hear in the lives of men, unless required by law. I shall also share my medical knowledge with those who may benefit from what I have learned. I will serve unselfishly and continuously in order to help make a better world for all mankind. While I continue to keep this oath without violating it, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all men in all times. Should I trespass or violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, our guest of honor. Allow me to hand back the program to our MC.
Thank you. Let us appreciate our graduates. It is no mean achievement, and I saw some of our guests trying to recite the oath, but for you to be properly qualified, there is the prospectus. You have to undergo the course, the training, the rigorous course that they've undergone, but we take it as support to the graduates. I would also like to recognize the presence of Mr. Kenneth Gasheru of Metropolitan Hospital. Please stand up and wave. Thank you so much. Also, this goes to our guests and parents. There is a newsletter for the Kenya Institute, for the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. The newsletter goes for 250 Kenyan shillings. It will show you what the institute is all about. You'll read about certain of the programs, and you'll read also what the institute has been able to achieve at a cost of 250. Please support. We now move to another category of special awards. Our students are all outstanding students. All of them are outstanding. But we want to recognize or single out some of them who are exceptional. And yes, Magdalene, please come. Magdalene will be assisting in this, and also our guests. Yeah, we do one by one. So we want to award the best performing students for the paramedic for the July 2020, the best performing student. And we would like to invite our chief guest to announce that student. Because I don't know who that student is.
You know, this is how people want to pass responsibilities. So especially if there was competition and there was controversy, they want to not to bear the responsibility of the outcome by making a stranger be the one to announce it. So before me here is an envelope for the best performing student in the Diploma of Paramedicine, Paramedic July 2020. And I will now open it. As you have seen, I came with my bare hands. So I have not corrupted what I'm about to read. So, best performing student, 2022 graduation by the class Paramedic July 2020 is none other than, there's no guess, Teresia Wanjiru Thuku. Congratulations.
Please come on stage. Thank you. Thank you, Daktari. We now proceed to the best paramedic student for January 2021. For this, I would like to call upon Annette Msabeni to come and announce. She is also coming with bare hands. She does not know.
I have been asked to announce the best performing student, paramedic, January 2021. And the student is Eva June Muthio Kitivo.
Thank you, Annette. We now go to the best performing student, EMT May 2021. And for this one, I would like to call upon Juliana to come and award. Bare hands.
The award for the best performing student, May 2021 EMT, goes to Teresia Yula Mutunga.
We proceed. So for EMT, the best performing student, EMT, September 2021, I will call upon Ms. Bibiana Otieno to do the award.
Okay, this award goes to the best performing student, EMT September 2021. Muindi Elizabeth Nditu.
So we go to the next category. This is now, we now want to award, because we do not only focus on academics, we also focus on leadership, because what is academics without leadership? So we want to go to the leadership awards, and this one goes for the paramedic. The leadership award for the paramedic, July 2022, and this one I would invite Miss Miss Karen Emadao to come and present this award. Dr. Karen? Oh, sorry, Dr. Karen is not around. Then we'll go to Dr. Nabila Amin. Not around. Miss Farida Kagure.
Bare hands. So I am going to announce Leadership Award Paramedic July 2022. This goes to Teresia Wanjiru Dhuku. Congratulations.
We want to proceed to the next award for Paramedic January 2021. So I'll call upon Susan Ngonga to come and help us with this award.
Okay, this is Leadership Award, Paramedic January 2021, and it goes to Omar Abdullahi Dabar.
Thank you, Susan, and congratulations. Me. Okay. 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 So the next award, I would like to call upon Mr. Kenneth Gasheru to help us. This one is EMT May 2021.
Thank you. AEMT Leadership Award, May 2021, goes to, it's open. Sylvia Casiva Deto. EMT, May 2021 leadership.
Thank you and congratulations. We now proceed to EMT September 2021 Cohort 1. I would like to call upon Mr. Thaddeus Oanga to come and award.
Now, this is an award for leadership, AEMT, September 2021, Cohort 1. Stancy Rehema.
Thank you and congratulations. Last but not least, we want to award Leadership Awards EMT September 2021 Cohort 2, and this one will call upon the chief guest once again. You talked about leadership. Come and award this once more.
Leadership Award for the Advanced EMT September 2021 Cohort 2. You have already seen? Can you read for me? Pardon? Dean Aikin Ngari Chanari.
Thank you, our chief guest, and congratulations to all students for those awards in different spheres, both academic and leadership. Now, the student fraternity has student leadership, and I think this is going to be the Pioneer Student Council. The elections were conducted by the students, And there were no issues in that election. It was never challenged by the students because it was conducted by the students. So we want to inaugurate the student leadership, and now we want to call upon the elected student leaders to start. If we have the Student Council President, Hilary Odunto Shem, step forward. The Council Deputy President, Cherono Masi, the Deputy President, Cherono Masi. Student Council Secretary, Collins Etienne. Council Treasurer, Joseph Musili Kavuvi. Academic Representative, Megi Wanjiku. And last but not least, Student Welfare Representative, Abba Ndire. So I call upon Magdalene to proceed with the taking of oath of office.
Thank you, MC. So at this point, I want to call Miss Annette Msabeni, who is going to lead us. Bibiana, okay. All right. We'll also have Miss Bibiana come on stage. Miss Bibiana. And the principal, Monica Orero. Our chief guest, Dr. Oluga, our Deputy Governor, our Deputy Secretary General, our invited guests, our students, graduates, parents, ladies and gentlemen. In the footsteps of our chief guest, Dr. Oluga, in relation to leadership, and as per the TVET standards of governance and management of technical vocational training institutions, we had a student-led poll that was headed by the students. We held the elections peacefully. There was no dispute. And today, we are proud to present the leadership here. And I will call the Board of Directors in charge of academic committee to lead in oathing of the office and the students as we inaugurate them today. Afterwards, the chair or the president will give us his opening remarks. Thank you.
Okay, you have your papers. Let's take the oath. I, you say your name, all right? Do solemnly swear that I will diligently execute the position of Student Council Representative. I will, to the best of my ability, uphold, promote, and support the ideas, activities, and the Constitution of Kenya Red Cross Training Institute and the Student Council. I will serve as a positive role model, leader, and an objective voice for the student body to cooperate with the faculty and represent the institution exceptionally as possible. So help me God.
Our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Olunga, Director, Health Service, Nairobi County, the Kenya Red Cross Governor, Honorable Geoffrey Kipngetich, the Secretary General, Dr. Asha Mohamed, the Deputy Secretary General, Ms. Annette Msabeni, ICHA Executive Director, Mr. Hamed Idris, the board chair and the board members of KRCTI, the principal of Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, partners, distinguished guests, guardians, our distinguished graduates, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm humbled on behalf of the students for the trust you have in us to elect us to serve as the Student Council. We thank the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute management for making this possible and having an inclusive decision-making umbrella for the suitability of the institution. Indeed, as you always remind us, the future leaders lie within us. We will work together with the administration to champion student welfare issues, but also manage stakeholders' relationship for recognition of our roles as emergency medical care practitioners with the aim of changing mindset on EMS practices in the region. To my fellow students, this is an opportunity to grow ourselves into leadership and transform the mindset of the youth in the country. We can only champion this by continued advocacy of youth involvement in the policy dissemination. We are indeed proud of the associate with the Kenya Red Cross Society Training Institute, the leader in emergency medical care training. Congratulations, the graduating class of 2022. Go ye forth and serve lives to the way we have been taught. Otherwise, thank you and enjoy your day.
Thank you. You can see the Kenya Red Cross Training Institute is nurturing leaders. So we are almost coming to the end of the program. And at this juncture, I would like to call upon Geoffrey, who is the head of academic programs, to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you, MC. Our chief guest, allow me, before I render my remarks, to invite our Deputy Governor to come to the stage. And once you are here, I will tell you what to do next. Kindly. Thank you for accepting my invitation. Why I have invited our Deputy Governor here is because we want to acknowledge our chief guest and appreciate your being here with us and honoring our invitation. So again, I want to invite you to the stage. Karibu sana. Allow me to invite our principal to present a gift to our Deputy Governor to hand it over to our chief guest. Karibu. As you can see, this represents our big five, the elephant, And that tells you that Kenya Red Cross Training Institute is the elephant in the training of the EMS in Kenya. So Daktari, as you go back there, preach the gospel that in Kenya the best training institute that offers diploma in paramedicine and EMT is Kenya Red Cross Training Institute. Thank you. Thank you very much. You may take your seat. Thank you. Our chief guest, Dr. Ouma Oluga, Director, Health Services, Nairobi County, Kenya Red Cross Society Governor in absentia, represented by the Deputy Governor, Secretary General Dr. Asha Mohammed in absentia, the Deputy Secretary General, Ms. Annette, International Center Humanitarian Affairs, Mr. Ahmed Idris in absentia, the Board Chair, Kenya Red Cross Training Institute in absentia, represented by Ms. Bibiana, our Principal, Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, partners present, our distinguished guests, our graduates, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I am privileged to make this vote of thanks on this, our 8th graduation ceremony here at the Training Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to acknowledge everyone who made time to come and celebrate our graduates. It humbles me to know how deeply you appreciate not only the efforts of these graduates, but also the lecturers, the trainers, the parents, and the entire Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, Kenya Red Cross Society management. I would like to thank our national government, county government, in particular Nairobi County government, as represented by our chief guest, Dr. Oluga, for partnering with us in various capacities, various aspects, ranging from health, disaster risk reduction and response, awareness creation, and intervention. You have indeed continued to play a pivotal role in the success of this training institute. We do not take it for granted. I would also like to thank the Ministry of Education through Technical Vocational Training Authority. The Training Institute would not have been where it is were it not for the support we have received from the Ministry of Education. Since the Technical Vocational Education and Training Authority officially registered us in 2016, we have continued to provide demand-driven courses and practical-based learning, contributing to the high number of students who have been absorbed in various partnering institutions and emergencies that have occurred in this country, regionally and globally. Many lives have been saved because of their professionalism and willingness to act. And that is the major reason the Kenya Red Cross Society exists, to be always there, saving lives. That is our motto as Kenya Red Cross Society. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank our governor in absentia, our deputy governor, our secretary general, deputy secretary general, the board members in absentia and Bibiana present, and the entire Kenya Red Cross Society management for their tremendous support. To my colleagues, the trainers, the lecturers, the mentors, our support staff, the management of the institute, we will never forget that you are part of this success. Thank you very much and be blessed. To our dear parents and guardians, we cannot thank you enough for the unending support to the graduates. To the graduates, we are so proud of you. We must acknowledge the immense effort and commitment you have put in for you to be graduating today. It is that spirit that will always propel you, even in your endeavor in the future. You are going to make it big in life. You have been earmarked for success, as Dr. Luga mentioned, and prosperity. And I assure you that most of you will be the shapers of the health sector in this region in just a few days, years to come. I wish you all the best of the days going forward. Go forth and save lives with zeal and professionalism. Thank you very much. I remain yours, Geoffrey Munene, Head of Academics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Geoffrey. We have now come to the end of our program today. And for us to crown it all, we are going to play the national anthem. So let us be upstanding for the national anthem. Until we see off our academic procession, please, guests and graduates, remain standing. Yes, I also have some announcements to make. There will be a photo session at the garden. So for our graduates and our parents, we also have refreshments that will be provided at the training institute. So, okay, it's on the tent to my left. That's where you'll get refreshments, and photos will be at the garden, the photo session. Thank you, and have a lovely day. Thank you.
So My name is June Ivakitivo. I pursued Diploma in Paramedicine, and what inspired me to take the course is the experiences that I've had in the past when it comes to emergency medical services, and I felt that I could be able to make a difference in the EMS world by being able to proactively join the force and being a key part of making a change in Kenya. Some of my most memorable moments in the institute was the moments that I spent with my classmates, because those are some of the best people I've ever met. And I would say also the experiences that I've had when it comes to challenging myself with the coursework. Having come from a different course, I had to come into the medical field brand new, all green, and I came with the confidence that I'll be able to pass everything. So I was able to develop my practical skills, and it was memorable seeing how I was transforming from being shy when it comes to practicing, and now I'm able to practice confidently. I would recommend Kenya Red Cross Training Institute, because it's an institute where you'll be able to develop yourself holistically, and you'll find that it's not only about the academics, but it is also about you as a personal, on a personal level. Personally, I was able to develop myself, my leadership skills, and also my practical skills when it comes to medicine, and I am sure that I'll be able to make a difference out there with all that I have been able to learn. With hard work you can begin, but with consistency you'll be able to finish.
My name is Engineer Teresia Wanjiro Thuku. I'm a professional civil engineer in the energy sector. Today I'm graduating with a diploma in paramedicine. The thing that inspired me to take the course, I would say there are multiple reasons, but the main reason was in 2020 when the pandemic hit. In my family, there happens to be no one with a medical background, and there was a lot of fear, uncertainty, and I felt I needed to do something for myself, my family, and the society, and paramedic became it. Personally, work-school balance was a bit tricky, but I thank God I managed. And the school was also very supportive to us students, because for us we were working and studying, so it became, the school supported us. I would recommend KRCTI to other people because it's an institution that believes in continuous improvement. Since we came today as the class of 2020, today we graduate as the third cohort. So from that time, we've been learning from our experience in class and both in the clinical rotation, and they've continued to do improvements according to the recommendations we make. So I believe it's an institution where you can come, learn, you will have a voice, and you'll be able to get the best in this field. My most memorable moment was getting to interact with a variety of individuals, especially my classmates. Of us, being this was a part-time class, most of us were working, so we came from different backgrounds. Personally, I'm an engineer, there are IT professionals, there was an army, and 2 emergency medical technicians who are upgrading to paramedics, so the class was never boring. Also, coming from a technical background where I'm more machine, coming to do something where you interact with humans was different for me. It was a challenge, but I embraced it, and I feel I've been able to change in so many ways because of that. It's never too late to do anything you're passionate about, and as you grow, you should let your experiences grow with you and help you shape the person you want to be in the future.
My name is Anthony Gitao Karanja, a diploma student, diploma graduate paramedicine, and I pursued this course because it's a continuation. In 2015 I did my certificate in EMT, so part of it is advancement, and secondly it's also passion. I've had a very fantastic experience training here. we did a very nuanced rotation in the hospital, which was giving us opportunity to apply the skills that we have been trained at the institute. It's a very conducive environment and serene, out of town but still accessible to town, and it was a nice place to do my diploma in, and also because it's the only place to do the diploma East and Central Africa currently. I will recommend KRCTI to other people because first of all, it's a very nuanced institution. It's a home away from home. You are able to participate in extracurricular activities as well as to pursue your academic studies, and also because it is long established and it has a wide range of experience in the hospital care setting. My most memorable moment was coming back to do my diploma. I did my certificate in 2015 and I came to do my diploma in 2021. And when my trainer, who was also my trainer in 2015, met me, Mr. Kamano, he asked me, umerudi? And that was just a wonderful moment for me. It's become a home away from home. Learn a skill, save a life.
My names are Eli Odhiambo Oduor. The course I was pursuing, is a paramedic diploma in medicine. Having an experience of about 8 years now under EMT, it is something that I've been able to work in this field for those years, and something that I've experienced a lot of challenges based on the scope of practice first, as well as also the complications of the patient. So I got interested to expand my skill to make sure that I get more skills to handle more complicated issues, which now has really enhanced my capacity in doing higher levels of doing the patient care management in the system. I remember that first day I entered through that gate as a non-medical personnel, and now I can be living through that gate knowing that I'm qualified paramedic who is now well acquainted with the skills of the medical field. I can recommend to anyone because they start offering courses that are of basic to advanced life stage. So you find you can come feel like you know nothing, but you can live here a different person, knowing that you are able to save a life at any point. Let no man set the limit for you. Believe in your ability and always say the sky is the limit.